The Washington Nationals, the 2019 World Champions, had a bunch of free agents going into the offseason. I said if they expect to defend that title, they need to re-sign a bunch of them. They need to look and grab a bunch more off the free agent market. They need to make some moves. If they expect to defend that title, what do? They brought back Strasburg, their best pitcher. They brought back Yan Gomes. They brought back Howie Kendrick. And now they're signing even more guys. They're doing exactly what they got to do to defend that title. Let's talk about it. And let's do it now.
And he drives it into right center field. Hit it, Todd. This baby is way back. On here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today, the Washington Nationals. What an impressive team. Last year, they go out and win the World Series. That's kind of impressive. And then this year, really, it was not looking great because going into the offseason, they had a bunch of free agents and were like, ooh, this could be a tough situation. This could be a Washington National team that go out and wins the World Series and then in the next season don't even make the playoffs. And maybe they're not even going to be that good because they were losing so many free agents, including their best players, which were going to be Strasburg as well as Rendon. Now, Rendon, they did lose. He signed with the Angels, but they brought back Stephen Strasburg, a huge move. And then they brought back a couple other guys. Howie Kendrick, that's nice. He's going to play first base. He's a great player. And as well as Yan Gomes, nice there to bring him back as well. Helps. But they still needed to make some big moves. And they improved that bullpen by signing Will Harris to a 3-year, $24 million deal. Now, Will Harris was with the Astros last year, and he pitched fantastic. 1.5 ERA on the season, 62 strikeouts in 60 innings. And then in the postseason, despite giving up some big home runs, including to Howie Kendrick and including one to Anthony Rendon, he still had a .93 earned run average and struck out 11 and 9 2/3. So Will Harris, this is a solid arm. He is 35 years old, but he has a career 2.84 ERA, about a strikeout per inning. He's almost thrown 400 career innings and has continued to be a very strong pitcher. He seems to have even gotten better recently. So when you put up those kind of numbers, doesn't really matter if you're 35. This is a good signing. Remember, the Nationals, their big question mark was the bullpen. Even though, yes, they do have a solid closer in Sean Doolittle. They have some nice arms in there. They have Tanner Rainey, but he was a young guy last year, a rookie last year. Give him a year or two, and he is going to be a solid reliever because the guy is absolutely filthy. He strikes out a ton of guys. Look for Tanner Rainey next year. And now with Will Harris, that bullpen is a lot better. And they also have, by the way, Giants fans would recognize Hunter Strickland. Hunter Strickland, a guy who never really became that dominant pitcher that we thought he would here in San Francisco. He is good. I mean, he's okay. He throws the ball hard. He can get it up there 98, 99. I don't know about now, but he did when he was with San Francisco. But he just has never really come into that great relief role that we hoped that would happen with Hunter Strickland. But he is there as well. And you never know. Hopefully he'll have a nice year for the Nats next year as well. But that's not all. I said they got to re-sign their free agents. They've been doing it, and they do it again. Astrubal Cabrera, switch hitter. He's 34 years old, but he is good. And with the Nationals last year, he hit .323 with 6 bombs, but that was just for the Nats. He also played for the Rangers, and overall, he hit 18 homers with a .260 average. Overall for the season, 1.7 wins above replacement. If he can repeat something like that, and you're giving out a $2.5 million contract, that is going to be well worth that contract to help the Nats win just a game or two. If you can do that, if you can bring that kind of production to help win a couple more games than they would have won with just any average old player, well, then you've done your job, and that $2.5 million contract is more than worth it. But this guy is a very versatile switch hitter. Astrubal Cabrera, nice signing there, and I'm sure Nats fans are happy to see him back. But I think the more flashy signing, the bigger signing, has just been announced recently, and that is Starlin Castro, former Cub, former Yankee, former Marlin, for a 2-year, $12 million deal. This is a 4-time All-Star. He played in all 162 games last year with the Marlins, so you probably don't have to worry about him getting hurt too much. Hit a career-high 22 bombs. His average was .270 on the year, just about a .300 on base, which is not a high on base, but keep in mind, he tore it up in the second half. This is a guy who kind of figured out his swing, and in the second half of the season, he actually changed his swing up a bit, and in the second half of the year, he hit .302 with a .334 on base, 16 home runs just in the second half, 52 RBIs just in the second half. And this is a guy who can play second. He can play short. He can play third if you need. You can mix and match now that you got more versatility in that infield. And keep in mind that the Nationals still got Carter Kieboom, a hot young prospect infielder on the rise. So this is a big signing. Now that third base might still be a little questionable, but like I said, if Kieboom is ready, they can shift guys around and make it happen. And also Josh Donaldson is still out there, and you know the Nationals are still looking at him. Nationals are trying to repeat. There is no doubt they do not just want to go out there and be happy with one championship. They are trying to get another one, or at least compete for one, and they're making the moves. They do not just want to let everybody walk and say, well, we got a championship, that's fine, we'll suck now. Hell no. The Nats are making the moves. They're bringing over Castro. They're bringing back Strasburg, bringing back Yan Gomes, bringing back Astrubal Cabrera, bringing back Howie Kendrick. They're making the moves. They want to keep this team competitive, and I believe they will be competitive. But I've talked about some of the other teams in the East. Can't be ignored. Obviously, the Atlanta Braves. Obviously, the Philadelphia Phillies. This is not going to be an easy division to win in 2020. Also, don't forget about the New York Mets. I talked about them earlier. They're making improvements. The entire division is making improvements. Even the Marlins are making improvements. So you got to look out there in the East. A lot of good teams there going to be fighting and clawing for that division championship. But then you also have wild cards to try to fall back on. But the Nationals, you know, are going for it in 2020. They want to get back in the playoffs. They believe they can do it, and they're going for it. If you're a Nats fan, let me know what you think about Will Harris coming on board, about Starlin Castro coming on board, about re-signing Astrubal Cabrera and re-signing some of these other guys, bringing them back. Obviously, you got to be absolutely thrilled to have Strasburg back, and that is going to be just, that had to happen. Either Strasburg or Rendon had to happen, and Strasburg happened. Absolutely awesome. If y'all can just sign, you don't even have to at this point. You're still looking pretty good, but if you could somehow get Josh Donaldson, oh my God, look out for the Nationals. Thanks again, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Check out the links in the description. I got links to my Twitter page. I also got a Patreon if you want to help give back to the channel, help me make more content and grow Humm Baby Baseball. That would be great. Your name will be on the end card, and I'll give you a shout out. Thanks again, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later. See ya! When the Giants come to